자, 먼저 친구들은 my friends, right? My friends. 아까 반대가 너무 심해요는 뭐였죠? My friends are opposition? No, we learned a new phrase today. My friends are totally, or you could use the word entirely as well, but totally against it. So altogether, it says, my friends are totally against it. I hope you guys are taking notes as I write away as well, because really writing helps you practice more than anything else, and practice makes perfect. Alright, anyways, that wraps up our entire first segment, which was Twitter dialogue writing, and we're now ready for writing 140. Twitter writing 140, here we go! We're here at Twitter writing 140. I apologize, it's been a really long day today, but I hope you guys are following along too. Now, in this segment, we like to take what you've written and help you edit, tweak a little bit, so you can create a more smooth and more comfortable, more natural sentence, if you may. So let's take a look at what wonderful comments you've provided us with.
술 많이 먹지 마요. 나중에 뱃살을 보고 후회해요.
나이든 자의 조언이 하나가 있다면 쉬운 일이 제일 행복합니다.
삶이 우리에게 시련을 줄 때 그것을 전화위복으로 삼아라.
Aren't those really creative? I always love this segment because I hear all these comments that I wasn't able to really come up with myself. Now let's move on to the screen and get editing as fast as we can. 술 많이 먹지 마요. 나중에 뱃살을 보고 후회해요. This is quite true. I look at my dad all the time and think this. Now you've written, don't drink alcohol too much. Later on, you'll regret it when you see the stomach weight. Now, when we say don't drink too much, it's referred, or we can understand that you're referring to an alcoholic beverage. So the alcohol itself is really, the word is unnecessary. So I'm going to take it out and just simply write, don't drink too much. And 나중에 is later on, right? So 나중에, later on, that's right on, solid. And you even use a comma, wonderful. You'll regret it when you see the stomach weight. Now this is where we run into a little bit of problem, but I'm going to try to keep your essence, your original sentence as closely I can possible. You'll regret it when, let's use the word once. Once you see, 나중에 뱃살 보고 후회해요. You start. If you want to use the word weight, right, you can't really utilize this, but instead you would have to say you start gaining weight. Gaining weight. Now, I kept the sentence this way just because I want to keep the essence of your original sentence, but obviously I have my recommendation altogether as well. You can kind of find the middle grounds and try to utilize what's most comfortable for you. So the Korean sentence says, 술 많이 먹지 마요. 나중에 뱃살을 보고 후회해요. And here's my recommendation. Don't drink too much. I kept your sentence. You'll regret it when you start to grow a beer belly. Now, 술배는 영어로 beer belly라고 해요. Beer is 맥주, right? And belly is 똥배, right? So together it creates beer belly because the weight you gain by eating as opposed to drinking beer is kind of different. My father has a really fit physique, but for some reason he has a little bit of a bulge in the stomach, and I was always curious, what is that? And it's a beer belly. So again, the complete sentence says, don't drink too much. You'll regret it when you start to grow a beer belly. Now let's move on to the next sentence. 나이든 자의 조언이 하나가 있다면 쉬운 일이 제일 행복합니다. If old man's one of the advices, our easy work is the most happy. Now this is kind of a funny take actually. And if I want to remain as closely I can to your original sentence, I'm going to start out by saying, here's an, 여기 있습니다. Here's an old man's advice. not advices, but I know you're trying to say one of the advices, but I'm trying to keep your original subject. Here's an old man's advice. Now let's just go on to easy work. Here's an old man's advice. Period. Easy work, capital E, easy work is the most happy. Most happy is a condition that how you can feel. It's an emotion. Easy work can't feel an emotion, so here you could just utilize best. Best. So altogether, it would say something like, here's an old man's advice. Easy work is the best. And of course, trying to keep the essence of your original sentence, I have my creation as well. Let's take a look at the Korean sentence first. 나 잃은 자의 조언이 하나가 있다면 쉬운 일이 제일 행복합니다입니다. Now, my suggestion looks something like this. If you were interested in an elderly word of advice, I think nothing beats an easygoing job. LOL. I managed to stick one of our abbreviations in there. LOL stands for laugh out loud, right? It's kind of a funny joke. He's not really being serious about this comment. So, if you were interested in an elderly word of advice, 어르신의 어떤 그런 조언을 원하신다면, I have one. I think nothing beats an easygoing job. 뭔가 하기 편한, 하기 쉬운 직업만큼